Welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house and not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, my book which highlights all of my strategies and really breaks down my strategies on playing with the house. This book is really a must-have for everyone who wants to learn how to achieve these high ROIs and the 30+%, 40%. We've already seen 50 or more this season. It's been insane, and I am just so grateful that we've been doing so well so far, and this strategy of playing with the house really does work, and we prove it day after day. Hey Super Fro, good morning. Hey Chris, absolutely. You have to get your head right first thing in the morning. I agree with that. I was doing a lot of smoking this morning, and you know what? It felt really good. It felt really good. Great way to start my Saturday. Oh yes, Saturdays are for the winners. That's going to be my little take on, you know, the flag. Good morning. Hey. Hey JP. Hey Ken Leo. It's so nice seeing you guys. Thanks for joining me bright and early this morning. And yeah, I think starting off with a strain of the day is the perfect way to start our Saturday. You know, chill vibes, relaxed mood, and today I am enjoying Solar Velvet. Yeah, so this strain is really interesting. It's a mixture of indica and sativa. It has like this bright citrus zest to it, but then like a soft vanilla kind of profile. So a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm going on a Solar Velvet escape, I guess, with this. So can't wait to try it. This is great. This is great. You know, I love saying here, you know, sit back, relax, and get your mind right to win some wagers. But truthfully, cannabis is so important, and every day I see it more and more impacting just lives all over, really benefiting people, whether they're in pain or, you know, whatever other kind of ailments are going on. You know, cannabis, it's more than just getting high. There's so much good to this plant, and I just hope the world knows about it. That's right. Ooh, I love those emotes. That was cool. All right, wow. Now that my mind is right to win some wagers, I hope you guys are all feeling good as well. Let's do some winning today, but first let's start with a review of these NFL games. Personally, I don't have any plays at the moment here. There's just been so little line movement. That's true, Chris. That is very true. I guess I should take a bigger bong rip. Okay, one bigger one before we dive into these games. Now our minds are right. That's for sure. No, I just wanted to run down these games so far and what the lines are doing. Now we're good, our minds are right. But personally, I don't really have any plays here at the moment, but let's just break down what these lines are doing. So the Chargers game, Chargers versus Texans, this is at 4:30 p.m. This opened up at -3, but the only movement, I mean, this was holding really tight, this line at -3. I've been watching it, and then finally this morning I saw that it moved slightly to -2.5. So yeah, these games are pretty much dead on the board. Yeah, maybe let me take a look and see. A lot of these numbers were a little slow moving this morning. Let me just preface it with that. Like, a lot of these numbers were slow moving, and it's just been kind of waiting and watching to really see if anything develops. But as of right now, it's just been pretty slow. A lot of mixed money too on the board, so not like, it's not like I really am seeing like a lot of pro money showing up anywhere. I do see quite a bit of mixed money on the Chargers right now, so it's stronger. It's mixed, but it's weird how Vegas is moving this line back a little bit from -3 to -2.5. Let's take a look at what this money line is doing as well while we're at it. I see this opened up. I see it's sitting at -155 right now on the money line for the Chargers. It opened up at -160. So it is a little odd. Like, I don't think Vegas is particularly taking a stand here, but I would, be a little careful because they just aren't really moving this line in the right direction. From what I see right now. Yeah, there are a lot of issues with the lines being accurately reported. So like in these cases, it's good to just look at some of the more established sports books and see how they're moving their lines, but sometimes the data just isn't there, and you kind of have to work with what you've got. And as you guys know, like, all of my analysis is based off of the numbers. It's based off of the data and playing with the house, seriously. So like, these lines are not my opinions. It's just how the sports books are moving it right now. But yeah, it is weird how the money line and the spread just kind of moving in the wrong direction for the Chargers right now. So keep your eye on that. I would say something a little more interesting in this game. Like I said, I don't have a play in it right now, but something a little more interesting is the total, in my opinion. It opened up at 43.5 and went all the way down to 41.5. Now, there is some strong over money I see coming in, and it's still pretty strong, but at this point, I just don't think it's a play. But it is weird how Vegas is kind of moving this line against a lot of the money. If anything, I would be leaning towards an under here in this game. So that's just how Vegas is moving this line. But the money, it's pretty steady, and honestly, it's mixed. So the pros are not taking a big stand. So keep that in mind when all of the people are, when I'm seeing a lot of like these bigger numbers on the over in this game, keep in mind that there's no real pro money emerging in any of it. It's very mixed. So pro money, Joe money, is all just kind of mixed in there. And, in my opinion, I think there's also a lot of Joes jumping on the over, but I understand that, like, people love to see overs, and we all know that it's easier to not do something than it is to do something. So we'll see. Vegas is starting to move this line, and I would be leaning towards the under here, though. Like I said, I don't feel super strong about any of this, and I don't have a play in this game right now. But let's talk about the Steelers-Ravens game real quick. Now, this game has so much mixed money, and these lines have just been absolutely dead. Ravens opened up at -9.5, and it's just sitting there, like, nothing has moved. The money is so mixed. It opened up Ravens -9.5, -115. It's sitting at -110, so maybe a little bit of movement, but still, like, nothing that I would even consider anything to pay attention to at this moment, because it's just sitting at -9.5. The total, also, this is another one where, people are coming in on the over. From what I see right now, it's steady money on the over, but it's not strong. Like, there's no pro money emerging in here. It's looking more Joe, if anything. Like, a lot of Joe money is on the over in this one. And just seeing this line go from 45.5 to 43.5, I would probably be leaning towards the under in the Steelers-Ravens game. And this is happening at 8 o'clock tonight. So there is time to like wait and see how this develops a little bit more. If it keeps going under, if there's a little bit of buyback going on. But right now, it looks like the Joes are definitely playing the over in this game, and Vegas is moving against a lot of this Joe money. But still, it's not strong enough for me to have a play in this game at this very moment. I would like to see it develop a little bit more. And these lines have just been dead on the board. Like, really not a lot of action has been going on. You know, maybe something more will develop, but, you know, yeah. It's not a lot of line movement. You know, Vegas has been holding these lines really, really tight. But let's dive into where I could actually give you a solid pick, and that's in hockey. Let's talk about the NHL, and I am looking at this Boston Bruins versus Florida Panthers game today. It is happening at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and I'm really liking the Florida puck line here. It's sitting at -1.5, plus 140 right now. So a nice little plus money play. I know we didn't really have any plays in the NFL, but nice little plus money play in hockey today. I like that. Yeah, definitely. And just looking at it, yeah, they're imploding. Let's go. I really do think this is going to be a good play. I see everyone jumping all over it right now. Like, the amount of bets, and I caught it at plus 140. It's already sitting at plus 130 actually. So get this while you can. Derek's right. Bruins are imploding. I haven't really been following hockey as closely, so I mean, just looking at this line and looking at all the money indicators, it's meeting all of my parameters. And I don't usually throw out hockey plays too often, but I like this one. Let's go. Let's go. So there you have it. It is time to roll into the 2-minute drill. So I think you're really going to like this video today. And of course, if you have any thoughts during the video, feel free to throw them in the chat and ask me any questions. Or, of course, you guys already know this, but my emails are always open. You can sign up for my free daily emails where I give you my picks, break down all these games over at arielcalista.com just by clicking on the button that says stay in touch and reply back to any of my emails, and I'll be happy to respond. All right, time for the 2-minute drill. Let's get started. Let's talk about sports wagering, but not as a guessing game or gut feeling. Instead, let's approach this like a scientist. And trust me, this mindset could take your betting from emotional swings to a disciplined pursuit of long-term success. Now, at its core, scientific inquiry is about testing what you observe against a null hypothesis, a baseline assumption that any effect you see is just random chance. Only after collecting and analyzing data do scientists accept or reject that hypothesis. And the result? Conclusions are rooted in evidence, not preconceived beliefs. Now, think about how most sports betting articles are written. Team A will win, or this game is going under the total. Then you see the cherry-picked trends to back up their claim. But here is the problem. For every trend that they show, there's often an equally valid counter-trend that they're ignoring. This is confirmation bias in action, and it misleads bettors into reckless decisions. If you're serious about betting, you need a method grounded in logic and data. Start with a hypothesis. Something like the under performs better in divisional playoff games with wind speeds above 15 miles per hour. Then test it against historical data. Look at the variables, strip out the noise, and embrace results that disprove your assumptions. Why? Because those insights are gold. They reveal how the market truly behaves, helping you refine your betting strategy. And here's the key. Don't let one outcome dictate everything. Feed your findings into a larger wagering model, one designed to improve with every inquiry. This is about building something resilient, something that produces consistent and long-term results, not just fleeting wins. The beauty of the scientific method is its repeatability. A single trend or stat means little if it doesn't hold up across multiple scenarios. Your betting model should be the same, producing steady profitability through logic and discipline, not just chasing hot streaks. When you adopt this mindset, you elevate your craft. You shed emotional biases, avoiding falling for subjective narratives, and you focus on the truth hidden in the data. And here's the best part. This isn't just betting anymore. It's a methodical pursuit of value. Now, let's approach sports betting scientifically and let reason triumph over rhetoric. Your adventure in winning begins right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that 2-minute drill video. Okay, that was like more like a 3-minute drill video, but still a lot of fun. I'm so glad you're liking the videos. It is a lot of fun making these newsletters, like taking a lot of the lessons in my newsletters and making them into videos to really, like make it comprehensible for everyone and, offer people different formats. And the videos are a lot of fun, so I'm glad you're liking them. Oh yes, definitely. I will be putting it up on YouTube soon, so you could add it to a daily playlist. Have it right there. But yeah, a lot of these videos, some of them I haven't added to YouTube yet, but I'm, adding all of them to YouTube and really getting them all out there for the world to see. And let's grow our audiences across all of these social media platforms. That's the goal, right? Now, I am going to take one more bong hit before I dive into college basketball. I'm really excited. I have some good plays for you today. Okay. Now, let's look at Alabama A&M Bulldogs versus Alcorn State Braves. This game is happening at 4 p.m. Eastern. Oh yes, definitely for the people pro-cannabis. I love being live with you guys. This is so much fun. I love breaking these things down live on air and answering any questions that you guys have and really just chit-chatting. It's a lot of fun. So I enjoy this, and yeah, anything that you guys would recommend to make my live show even better, I mean, really, this is about everyone watching this right now. Like, if you have ways for the show to improve, I would love to hear your recommendations, and let's make it all better together. Now, to dive into these plays, I am really liking this Alcorn State spread. This went from -2 to -4.5 on level 5 money. So this is looking really good. The money is really strong here. So I like it. And then also seeing how much Vegas has moved this line from -2 to -4.5. That is a 2.5 point move. And, you know, with that Vegas move, with the level 5 money, this is looking like it's shaping up to be a really good play. Also, this starts at 4 p.m., so it does seem like this line is holding really steady, and, you know, unless something changes and it falls apart, I like this play. I also really like UC San Diego today. UC San Diego is facing off against UC Irvine. This is happening at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. And, you know, I really like how this UC San Diego spread is moving. It opened up at -5, and then it went out to -6.5 with level 4 pro money backing this move. So I love seeing the pro money and Vegas moving this line together, and it just works out very well. Yeah. So those are my 2 picks. That's all I have for you in college basketball, but I do have some more plays for you in the NBA. 2 plays for you. They're in the same game. But before I dive into my NBA picks, let's get into some cannabis headlines. But before I do that, I am going to enjoy some more of this cannabis. I really like this solar strain. I like this, guys. Saturday morning, we're chilling out, taking bong rips to get our minds right to win some wagers. All right. You ready? Now, the first headline is Meta is clamping down on cannabis accounts. Can you believe it? Actually, I could believe it because I clamped down on plenty of my accounts. Yeah, right now they're out there going, you know, we're going to be like the next free speech platform and, you know, like really protect people's freedom of speeches. So why are they still shutting down cannabis accounts? Why are we still getting bans and, you know, we're can't even find us on the internet according to social media. It is pretty fire. And you're right, I was honestly enjoying quite a bit of cannabis before I got on the show. So we are having a little bit more of a high morning than normal, but there's nothing wrong with that. We are adults, it is legal. And it is a good strain, so yeah, cheers to that. Honestly, the amount of times though that Facebook has, you know, restricted my accounts or accounts for like my businesses and stuff, because cannabis, even though we're selling like legal hemp products, it's been legal since 2018 because of the Farm Bill. Yeah, I've still had so many accounts shut down. Because it's just their policy and there's nothing you could do about it. So now that they're trying to come out and say like, oh, we're gonna be free speech, we're not going to have so much censorship, to me, like, you know, personally, I feel a little offended that they're still shutting down cannabis accounts. Like, it's kind of the opposite of free speech. Right? Maybe they got a contact high. That would be great though, right? I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like smell-o-vision this morning, and I was like, like, I know that didn't work back then when it was first tried, but I think with cannabis if you had like a cannabis show where everyone could like get high while watching it in a theater, that would be super cool. That would be like a contact high. Also, DoorDash has announced that they're now bringing CBD products and also legal hemp products. They'll deliver it to people in their homes, or if they're out and about, DoorDash will bring it to you now. This is great. Actually, they came to my cannabis company years ago, and you know, they were wanting to get this started, but I mean, it was just so like far off. You know, back then, I mean, this was years ago that, you know, like now they're, you know, finally announcing that they're going to do this, and this is great. I love this, especially because, you know, like I have a legal hemp company where we sell Delta 8, Delta 9, HHC, a lot of other alternative cannabinoids. And, you know, it's great for people to get the cannabinoids that they need, even if they're not living in like a recreational state. So I love it. Also, there are some other headlines too, like a man sued a Portland cannabis shop. Basically, the guy behind the counter was like, oh, just do like a few drops of this, and he read the bottle and did like 40 milligrams of cannabis or something, THC, and it landed him in the ER. Like he took himself to the ER because of it, and now he's trying to sue them like $10,000 or something because of his ER visit. And I just thought this was a funny headline because back in the day, like I knew a lot of people who would, you know, like the first time with cannabis would just get too high. Don't worry. Good luck on your Home Depot trip, and thanks for stopping by. But I knew a lot of people who would just get too high and like they would call the paramedics on themselves. Like I saw that while I was in college, like in the dorms, someone called the paramedics on themselves. And then, you know, like even as, you know, as I was out of school, like talking to people in the world, I knew someone who was like a botanist, like went to school for botany and like really knew how to grow cannabis and everything. I was like, how many milligrams and everything. And they said that they could do like 50 milligrams, 100, you know, so I saw them take themselves to the ER, but like not quite go inside because they got too high. So it's just, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, really freak out because of cannabis, but you know, I mean, the best advice I could say is like start slow and dose like low. You know, start with like 5 milligrams and like don't take another 5 milligrams until you waited like an hour to see if it's going to hit. Seriously. Because you could get too high sometimes, and it's it is super high. I mean, I've seen people green out around my office. Like you could get too high sometimes, and it happens to everyone. I mean, there's nothing to like be ashamed of, but you know, I mean, when that happens, you just have to kind of relax and, you know, like do something that's really enjoyable and maybe calm for you. That would be my advice for sure. Like don't put yourself in a stressful situation. It's best to just be relaxed, maybe watching a funny TV show, you know, eating some snacks, and like, you know, I mean, ultimately, like, you're not going to die from overdosing on weed. Like, you have to smoke, like, literally pounds of marijuana before you could die from, like, cannabis. And nobody actually has. It's just, like, a theoretical thing at this point. So yeah, I would just say everyone be careful, because like, you know, you can overdo it, but at the same time there's so many benefits that just starting off with a proper dosage, you can actually really like enjoy your experience with cannabis. Exactly, you gotta watch how you eat those edibles. I mean, really before I started doing edibles, I took 2 bites of a 1,000 milligram brownie, and I forgot, like, I was at a party and I forgot how to literally say my own name. Like, this girl came up to me and was like, hey, what's your name? And I just couldn't even respond. I was so high. But at the same time, like, I was in a safe environment. I was able to, like, walk, you know, to a restaurant, get myself a burrito, go back to my dorm, and, you know, like, it was a good night overall, like, enjoyable. But you definitely have to watch how you eat those edibles. Now, let's dive into some NBA plays. Now, I have 2 plays in this one game, and this is the Rockets versus the Hawks. This is happening at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I really like right now the Rockets sitting at -6. This is looking like a really strong play. You know, I like how this line has moved. Has this moved even further? Is it sitting literally at -13.5 right now? Okay. I just updated my numbers. Something weird is going on. Like the fact that one place has it at -13.5 and the other places have it at -6. Like I said, there is something a little wacky going on with these numbers, but I did like it at -6. And it's sitting at -6, -6.5 in most spots right now. So you could still get it there. I also happen to like the over 234.5. Oh yes, the Rockets will blast off. It is weird though, like how some of these sports books, there might be a glitch in the system, but I do like it where it's sitting at most spots, -6, -6.5. So let's blast off. And next, I like the over 234.5 in this game, but I see this has already moved to over 240.5. This opened up at 230.5, so this has been moving a lot and like really fast. Oh, it's postponed? Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that, guys. Well, I don't have any plays in that NBA then. I'm sorry about that. I truly didn't see this game was postponed when I was looking at this earlier, so I know I don't have a lot of plays today, but truthfully, as you guys know, like I'm not going to pull plays out of thin air if I just don't see anything developing there. You know, we're here on the show to learn how to bet smarter and, you know, really make sports betting into like a really good investment, into something that's profitable for everyone. So, you know, looking across the other games in the NBA, I really didn't see anything else that popped out. So that's all I have for you today. I'll just go over all of my plays real quick. In the NHL, I took the Panthers puck line. I saw it already move to +130. I liked it at +140, but this is on the move, and this is starting soon at 1 p.m., so you might want to lock that in. And then in college basketball, I took Alcorn State -4.5 and UC San Diego -6.5. Some pretty strong pro money in both of those games, so you know, I really like those plays, especially like seeing how Vegas is moving those lines and seeing the strong money behind it. And sorry about the NBA, but those are really all my plays for you today. And yeah, if anyone would like to throw in any other games that you would like me to break down and analyze, I'm happy to do that live on air. Other than that, I would recommend, joining my free daily emails over at arielcalista.com just by clicking on this button that says stay in touch. It's a big red button right there on my personal website, arielcalista.com. By signing up for my free daily emails, you get access to my analysis on all of the games, the line movements, where the pro money is, the Joe money is. I break down some of the sports news of the day. I give you my pick of the day, my early play of the day, which is always a lot of fun. Plus, you get pictures of me every single day, and that's just a lot of fun in and of itself. If you like to see my photos, if you like to get my picks of the day, all of these winning plays, it is just a wonderful free email. Plus, every once in a while I like to spice things up with throwing in an AI photo. There's just a lot of like fun humor in there. I think you'll always get a laugh reading it, or it always gives you something to think about, whether you're reading the coaching corner or the health corner, where I really dive into the numbers, or really how cannabinoids, terpenes, and far infrared could, make a huge impact on your life and keep you healthier. It's a lot of fun. I don't have any NFL picks for today. The lines have just been really, really dead. The one thing I would say overall is a lot of people are taking the over. A lot of money is going towards the overs, but truthfully, the lines are moving. Vegas is moving these lines towards unders. So I'm going to just go and take an over right now. It looks like there's a lot of Joe money taking the overs, while Vegas is just kind of moving the opposite way. But ultimately, I don't have to play in these games. That's just how the lines are moving on the board. I'm glad you like the newsletter. Thank you so much. And of course, everyone, it really helps when you tell your friends and your family about this newsletter, spreading the word so we could all win together, because that's what it's all about. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining my Sports Betting Illuminated live stream. I will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's so much fun, and I will see you all then. Make sure to join my free daily email, because I will be sending out the morning report, actually daily report, I changed the name, right after the show. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for stopping in, and have a wonderful weekend, and let's have a lot of winning plays.